Welcome everybody to another edition of Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Myself, Greg Elsing, Ryan Zolik, and Christopher Clark on tonight. Going to be part 2 of the Fair Valley Performance interview and tour that Greg went up there and did. So Ryan has the video for that. After the video, we're going to talk with Christopher Clark. And then Greg, who are we talking to after that?
We have Bill Smith going to come on and talk about a special event between Jefferson, Baraboo, and Darlington, all to be paid out in Darlington. It's for the pro stock class, but it'll be pretty cool.
Oh.
So, and then guys, please ask questions about Dennis's shop here. That always goes great.
All right.
Take it away, Ryan.
Next we have Dennis Mahoney, our machinist. And Dennis, you can explain what you do here on a daily basis.
Yeah, good morning, Dennis. Yep. My tasks are multiple tasks are I do machining, milling, lathe work, anything that you guys need, CAD, CAM, fixturing, all that good stuff. Right, you guys need.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So Dennis is our main nozzle EDM hole driller. So of course a lot of the nozzles all of the puller nozzles we make have to have the holes increased, and we have spray angle differences. So Dennis is kind of the innovator of that. And kind of a story behind Dennis, we pretty much going back in the EDM world, when we started this business in 2007, we were utilizing, his name is John Link from Conklin, Michigan, which he basically, he did a lot of the EDM machine work throughout the United States. He was probably the biggest one involved. He tragically died in a hunting accident in 2010. At that point, we were kind of grasping, and lo and behold, Dennis found us, or we found Dennis, and maybe you can explain, Dennis, and how that went down.
Yeah, okay, obviously I've been machining, and I've always I had interest in business, and a co-worker of mine came to a tour that you had here, and he approached me and said, hey, you know, they have some EDM work that needs to be done. So I introduced myself to you, and as it went along, you agreed with it and all that stuff, and I tried to prove myself with the machines that I bought, and went from there.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of a non-traditional machining,
right.
You know, doing EDM work. And it worked out well.
Okay. And this was 2011 going into 2012. And you basically, you quit your full-time job.
I did.
Yes. Basically went on your own to start your own machining business, Midwest Machine. Pretty much set up in your garage and starting out as like a one machine deal at that time?
I did a one machine deal, and one thing led to another. Talked to you about it, how much work was involved, and it looked very promising. And did my thing, and it worked out very well. I just had an idea of EDM hole drilling, you know, for spray nozzles, and it worked out well for us. So,
and then you started out with one machine. You expanded your small shop basically to like a two-car garage.
I did.
Added machines.
I actually
as we grew and as we increased our business.
I added on to my garage. And actually bought a CNC mill, CNC lathe to do your billets, and stuff like that. And you had so much of business that it was really, you know, I was going to do other work, but you had so much work that I just concentrated on what you had and just dedicated myself to Fair Valley Performance.
And it worked out
and it worked out really well for me. And I think we
Yeah. Yeah.
Got things working very
Right.
well.
And then fast forward, just so everybody knows, in 2021, FVP bought out Midwest Machine, which is Dennis.
Yes.
And kind of the agreement at that point was we would buy the business out with Dennis coming on board for 3 years. So all the equipment got moved into the building here. That's at the time when we bought out Columbus Diesel. We expanded to our shop, so there was a lot. 2021 was a big year for us, a lot of changes, and so all the equipment is here now. It's part of FVP. Dennis is a part of FVP. It's been 3 years, and I'm happy to say that you're not going away.
I'm not going.
So-
I'm not going away.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we're happy about that, and but Dennis is the one that brought this this talent that we needed to be able to do our own EDM machine work and all of our own nozzle work. We make our own billet bodies. We make everything we do. Everything is in-house. Nozzles, the intermediate plates. We do all that work inside. Everything. So when we need something done, we can have it done very quickly, typically, and so the pull-in injector part of our business has really increased, and so we stick a lot of time and effort into that, and a lot of it is because of what Dennis brought to us and what he's taught us, and then we're rallying around Dennis, and we got Ridge, my son, that's working with him, and but that's the story. I felt it was important to explain to everybody how that occurred, and that's where we are today.
Yes. And me coming here, I thought that would be such a great advantage, having more input with your techs, like
Right.
Gary and Ridge
Right.
and you, so that we can get things out the door faster and all
Right.
that stuff. That was the goal, and
Right.
I think it's working out great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, great. Thanks a lot, Dennis. We appreciate everything you do for us.
Thank you.
All right.
very much.
All right, we're with Jen here, and what you in charge of?
Shipping and receiving, I handle all of that. And
Alright.
I also help in the parts department with projects, putting away stock,
Okay,
doing some clamps.
stuff comes in, you get it put in the right spot so guys can find it?
Yeah.
I wish the guys in my shop would do that. When something comes in, they put it in the right spot. They just get done with it and drop it wherever they're at, and I've got to go find it. That's
Maybe
how
they're
it
playing
goes.
hide and go seek with you.
They do. They like to frustrate me, so I need somebody around like you to put stuff in the right spot.
Okay, not a problem.
You've been here a few years, right?
Be 5 years in August.
5 years, yeah. Busy all the time. Every time you see you run to town to get parts and stuff too.
I used to. We
Oh, you
have
do?
another
You-
guy for that. I
okay.
got too busy for that.
Okay, I seen you at McFarland's picking stuff up before. I seen somebody there today picking something up. I don't know what it was.
George,
right?
probably?
Yep,
Yep.
was in there picking something up.
And
so-
Colby. I
Colby,
sent
okay.
Colby for a few things too.
There was 2 guys in there, but yeah. Who's you like UPS or which one's your favorite shipping?
UPS.
UPS?
I love my Rust driver.
Does he? Yeah, he's
a
good.
nice
He
guy.
gets it done.
Yep.
All right, because sometimes you gotta ship something different because UPS doesn't go there or you know
Right.
whatever the other ones all.
We got
you know.
Speedy also.
Okay, yep. So you get it between them all. You get it everywhere you need to go.
Yes.
And overnighting sometimes, right? Guys want their stuff right away. That's a big project.
Second day air today too.
Yep. And you got we'll show all the boxes and stuff. You got everything you need here to make everything work. And here's the outgoing, right?
That'd be UPS, and behind you would be Speedy, but they picked up already.
Yep. All right. Well, she will get the stuff to you once Dennis and Ridge get it done.
Sure can.
Jen's in charge. As soon as it hits the scale here, it's out, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Nice talking to you, Jen. We'll see you around.
Thank you.
Thank you. There we are. Go time.
All right.
All right, Mark, you've been here quite a few years too, and you've worked with Dennis for a long time, right?
yeah.
Yeah, a little history with all that?
6 years here, and yep. So
Yeah.
I'm Mark Netzer. I've worked with Dennis at DIS many years ago.
How many years were you at DIS, Mark?
36 I was there.
36.
So 35, 36, and now 6 here.
And I was there 16.
So
So you know twice as much as him.
oh yeah.
Yeah, twice as long, right?
That's why you can't retire.
Can't retire, no.
And now I am partially retired. So
Yeah.
I'm 3 days a week, and
That's right. 3 busy days probably though, right?
yeah, it's the workload doesn't slow down. So.
No. What are you doing in retirement?
On the side, like just
No,
fishing.
just fishing?
Fishing and
Are you catching or just
yeah,
fishing?
we're catching.
Catching fish, okay. Where do you fish?
Just in upper Wisconsin.
Okay. Yep.
Holcomb, Manaswish Waters up there.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I can't wait till I get there in my life. I don't know if I'm going to fish, but I'm going to do something different.
That's right.
I don't know if it's going to be tractor pulling either. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. But what do you do here, Mark?
Well, this is what we purchased the 11 and 13 millimeter business from Andre at Diesel Engineering last fall.
Okay.
So this is our process of steps, modifying.
Okay.
We're just taking a bare head out of a core pump, basically, and we pull it all apart. And these are just some examples of a stock 10 millimeter pump core.
Okay.
And we cut them apart so we can look at passages and know what we gotta open up. And
Okay.
so then we build the 11s and we build the 13s.
And these are the
This is like a plunger blank. As you can see, there's extra stuff down here. This one's actually finished.
okay.
So this was already made, and now it's got to go for final machining and heat treating, or heat treating first and then final machining.
You guys make them in house here?
Nope, those are made.
Those are made all right. Oh, you just off the shelf. Oh, so these are for stock application.
Yeah, pretty
All right.
much all the pulling stuff is the 11s and 13s.
Okay.
So we're modifying all the internals, opening up the bores, opening up passages for more flow.
You obviously sell a lot of these yet to what, like Too Hot to Farm guys or hot,
Sure.
Yep. There's a lot of them guys out there.
Yep.
It's a good business to be in. Yep.
So once we get all them, we pull all the fittings out, we have them coated black, and so they look decent. And these are all ones that are ready to be fit. So we got a bunch of 11 mil heads here. These are 11s that
Okay.
all the machining process. We open up the bore, and all the passages, and these feed slots and that.
Yep.
These here, that's all part of Dennis and those guys take care of that. Dennis Mahoney.
Yep. Has much of that changed over the years? I mean, like it has, say, in the P pumps or the Sigmas and all that? Or is it
Probably
all-
not a whole lot. There's things inside that were learned to get more fuel out of them.
Maybe more fuel and more durability, maybe?
Yep, just different modifications.
Yep. Are these all new ones or are these older ones?
These are ones that are ready for myself to have some time to
Okay.
fit some plungers.
They get them ready to go. All right. All right. Got Riley here. You pull a tractor too, or what do you pull?
I do. I got a farm stock 1066.
Yep.
And yeah.
Your grandpa just told me you were up to Harrisville and you're not going back ever again because I shouldn't say that. No, you got a little late on you, didn't it?
It was a good day, but show ran a little long. They were sitting around in the sun for like 6 hours, but still a fun day.
What
Hanging out
else are you
with
going to
family.
do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's Harrisville, though. That's been that way for 40 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But
So what do you got going on here, Riley?
nope. Right here I got a Model 100 fuel injection pump laid out, ready to clean up, rebuild, all new gaskets and seals, putting other touches on it, and
What would a Model 100 pump come on from the factory?
those are your stock 1066s, 86 series, and some 88 series.
IHs mainly. Were they on Alice Chalmers too? Or?
They did have some. I think the 8000 series did
Okay.
have some.
All right.
Model 100s.
Right, and then you're working with Mark Made over there, maybe bigger plungers in them or bigger had it bigger in them, right?
Yep. This one is actually a 13 millimeter high lift, so it will go on a pulley.
Okay. Can you build them fast enough?
Probably not.
Nope.
Nope.
I would think these would be a hot ticket. Anybody that's starting out and pulling and is going to have something like this on and
Oh, yeah.
in a hot farm or hot stock or whatever. There's all kinds of different names for the, out of the field type or too
Yep.
hot to farm or
Oh, yeah.
whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep. Nope. This is just where it starts. This is the first pump they want. Then it evaluates up into an inline pump and just goes on from there.
Right. So, how many of these a day you put together?
You could get one done a day, 1.5.
One and a
something
half.
Like that.
If
Yep.
you have no problems.
Yep. That's a big kicker right there.
Do you have any problems ever with it?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So you take most of the parts you just put new in and get rid of the old, or what do you do?
Yeah, mostly. Like this one's a fresh rebuild, so a lot of the stuff was already good.
Yeah.
It's just a check over type thing, but a lot of our build ups we do replace all the parts that need it, and most of it's new. So
Right. And can you tell if they're using enough lubricity in the pump?
Yeah.
You know, you can tell more wear in some of them than
Oh yeah.
others. Yeah.
You can tell if they're running a genuine IH filter, fuel filter, an oil filter, and anything like that. So
Yep.
if you cheap out on an oil filter, you could see it in your pump.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And the fuel filter too,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, well, Riley, what are your next plans? What do you want? You want to move up to work on inline pumps, or you happy here, or what do you do?
I mean,
do whatever.
I like what I'm doing, but I also like to learn. So
Yep.
whatever I can do, whatever I want, whatever I'm needed to, and
Yep. You go to a lot of tractor pulls too, so you're going to be around there, and people are going to ask you for help too, right?
yeah, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want that though. Sometimes you just want to sit around and take it easy.
Yep. Sometimes.
Yep. I see Dennis at pulls. Sometimes he doesn't get a minute's rest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Too many questions.
Yep. Too many secrets. Everybody wants to know the secret,
Yep.
right? How's that guy winning? Well,
Oh,
he
yeah.
bought all this. Keep buying it.
Yep. That's how big the wallet is.
All right. Yep. Thanks for sharing your stuff, Riley.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess we're not done with you, Riley. You got one more part here. Is
No.
a turbo balancer, and what do you do to balance a turbo?
Well, a lot of it is measuring up, and we take our CWT turbo balancer here, which is a very nice, high-tech, fancy machine, way out of my league type almost, but it you could put your turbos and your wheels on here, and these two little things, you spin it up to a certain RPM, and it balances out for you. It'll give you some numbers up here on the screen, and then it tells you how much out of balance it is, and then you grind a little bit to balance it out.
Yep. You grind it on the back side of the wheel a little bit,
Yep,
or you
yep.
see notches when you take wheels apart where
Yep.
they have to balance them.
Oh, yeah.
What's the speed you spin it up to usually?
The big ones we do 3,000 RPM, and the smaller ones are 4,000.
Okay.
Which,
You know, and then when they're on the tractor though,
oh yeah, that's nothing compared to when they're actually assembled.
yeah, because they'll run up the. I'm just gonna say mine's not supposed to go above 85,000. So
yeah, that's
yeah, yep. So I just I don't know what everybody else is. I think the smaller ones can spin a little faster, but it doesn't.
yeah.
The problem with we're seeing as a tech guy for Badger State and the Pro Pulling League is guys are building wheels too thin to get more air in them, and then they spin them harder.
Yep.
And when they get hot, aluminum, once it gets above so many degrees, really loses its strength.
Yep, they could get real brittle when they're thin like that.
Yep, and that's why a lot of guys spray water in front of them to keep them
Yep.
cool.
Yep. And
You know.
rightfully, that's what you should do when you got a thin wheel like that.
Yep. But it also slows the turbo down.
It does.
Yep.
It's pros and cons.
Yep.
Pros and
Yep.
cons.
Yep.
But,
So you got to find that happy medium there.
yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, if we have a turbo balance here, Riley's probably the guy that's going to do it.
You betcha.
All right. All right, Casey. You've been here quite a few years too, right?
Yep,
Started here.
15 years.
15 years. He's the first guy I had bend my lines when I said, I'm never doing this again myself. You made it look pretty easy and made him look good, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
A little bit of art to it.
there is impatience. Yeah, something you have to have. And a little artistic view on stuff, and I don't have that right there. So. But what do you do here?
I am currently, or just recently took the role of project manager. Along with that, I work on injection pumps, mainly our rotary pumps, a lot of the standardines, CAVs, DPAs. Yeah, that's about it. A lot of years doing injectors.
Okay.
Did quite a few years of that.
Right. And we'll. I'm gonna take a picture here. I get to change the camera around, show what he's doing here. What do you got going on here, Casey?
Here we got one ready to go back together. We're getting there. Still need to do some blasting and buffing of some of the parts, but what we do is we tear down in our tear down room, and then they come to me and I go through them, inspect them, look at what needs to be replaced, and from there order parts, clean everything up, and yeah, go back together from there, get on the bench with them, calibrate them to the spec, and get them back to the customer.
I just had a question pop into my head. How many injectors do you think you've made over the years?
Oh gosh, a lot.
A lot? Thousands?
Probably, yeah.
Yep. And then how many pumps do you think you've done?
This is probably the last few years doing this stuff. 200-300, somewhere in there, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, sets of injectors. probably 5 sets a week for 10 years at a time. You know, that's
Yeah.
a lot. So
That's 250, 10 years, that's
Yeah.
2,500. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, quite a few sets.
You ever get one put together and left a part out and said, oh shit,
Not that I'm going to admit. No.
wonder where this came from,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, who got that?
Yeah.
No, but that's good. You guys have a good turnaround here. Usually, you know, that's what I hear in the industry. You know, you guys are one of the better ones of saying, hey, it's going to be on this date, and they've got it done.
Yeah.
You know, that's important.
Yeah.
You know,
I deal mainly with the stock rotaries. Scott Locke, who you meet later, he's the guru on the pulling stuff. You know, souping these things up to make more fuel.
yep.
But
Yep.
I enjoy the stock ones. It's you got a spec to follow, and they're finicky. You know, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing,
Right.
and a lot of little parts.
Well, we just put an injection pump on a 426 Allison and a military generator, and that thing had sit for 25 years. And you guys cleaned it up. I mean, I hardly had to buy any new parts. You got them. You got it all working.
Yeah, a lot of times you can save most of it, and we have a fairly good selection of cores, so a lot of this stuff's becoming obsolete. So with our selection of cores, we can actually find the parts for the most part. Some of the real old stuff like a VA, VE pump, those parts are getting hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of years of doing stuff, and you know, you're still here, and you're moving in you got 100 yards down the road,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't get out of the valley very often.
Right. You just bought your grandpa's farm, and yep. So that's pretty cool.
Pretty short commute to work.
Right. You'll be able to walk, right?
Yeah.
Except for on a snowy day, it's uphill both ways.
Right.
Yep. Yep. All right. Thank you, Casey. We'll be moving on. Thank you. All right, Scott. I think you're probably the first employee here for Dennis and Jenny, were you?
Yeah, I've been here 18 years, first employee, and many more. I think.
I thought they were in business 17. You got hired before they started?
Oh, I guess.
No, I didn't.
Well, actually, I was here part-time before I started
Yeah.
full-time.
Yeah.
So I was doing 2 jobs at once.
Right. Yeah. And what's your title in the operation today?
I am the shop foreman, and I see the day-to-day jobs of line up work orders, helping everybody out, making sure if someone's got a problem, they got a second opinion on stuff like that. So
Yep. Experience, right?
yeah, I've been doing this I think it was like 30 years. I've been in the diesel industry from DIS to here.
Yeah. You
2 jobs.
Work with Mark over there for a while.
Work with Mark and Dennis at Diesel Injection Service, right out of tech school.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a little history there for me.
All right. Well, I'm going to change the camera angle here, and we'll give an eye at what you're doing here.
Yeah, right.
Here, what are you working on here, Scott?
So right here today, we had a customer come in with this is a runnability issue, nothing major. We're just gonna do like a check over. So it's off a diesel super stock truck. She's about, I would think, capable of like 2,000 cc's of fuel. Just starting to get into the Sigma program. I've been taught by one of the finer Sigma guys from Ohio. So yeah, self-teaching and learning and get one on the road.
Right. Well, you guys, for people that don't know, you guys bought out Columbus Diesel, right? And that's
Yep, we bought out Columbus Diesel, and we're taking over. They're leaving off or picking up where they left off in the Sigma world. But yeah, that's about it.
And you
I
had
guess.
some pretty neat stuff you got from them guys, right? You know, as far as pumps that they were working on and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we got probably about a handful of pumps that weren't assembled. We had a miscellaneous bunch of parts that we all researched and took notes on everything and tested a few pumps and got data for the upcoming tractors that want pumps for pulling for fuel flows and.
Right, and you guys
timing.
got their test stands and stuff like that.
So we did. We acquired a 100 horsepower test bench. It's up and running. We probably put about half a dozen, maybe 2 dozen pumps on it so far. Got all the bugs worked out of it, and it works great. Spinning them up to 1,500 test bench with 3,000 engine.
Okay.
So yeah, fun stuff.
Well, that's pretty neat. You get to run that much, or you do that, or the
Well,
test bench?
yeah, I've been doing all this Sigma stuff, but we also put some P pumps on there, and Trav's been doing a couple P pump
Okay.
stuff, like a little bit of research and development on making sure pumps live. We've been buzzing a couple up there to make sure they're good to go for the tractors.
All right. So you do you ever run them on there and just try different fuels to see which one might be more abrasive and not enough lube in it, or do you ever do tests like that?
We
or-
haven't done any fuel tests. It's more fuel flow at RPMs.
Okay.
And different injector sizes. What 30 thousandths nozzle flows versus a 35, and how it affects actually RPM or how hard it turns the pump, stuff like that.
Well, I imagine a smaller hole it turns harder, right?
Yeah, smaller hole turns harder and pumps less fuel.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, the fuel is definitely, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but it's definitely worthwhile to know what your pump's putting out at higher RPMs.
And matching, trying to get a good spray pattern with the nozzles. I mean, you want to test. Do you like to test the pump with the nozzles that the guys use? If you know the customer, you like to have his whole thing there.
We haven't done that yet. We do have 3 sets of test nozzles that are 25, 30, and 35, but we haven't done anything with customer yet, but that's in the future. We're going to start doing that soon.
All right, because I know some other guys do that and they feel it's pretty important,
Yeah, it'll definitely tell you real life fuel flow.
Yeah, what you're doing.
Real life fuel flow, and
Yeah.
I think that's very important at this stage of the pro stock, super stock, all that stuff that's got just mega horsepower. You need to know what you're doing.
Yep. And then supply pumps, supply fuel pressures and stuff like change. Does it vary a lot or?
The test bench we've been just running like a steady 80 psi type deal. We haven't really put a test of what Vickers puts out or how it affects anything like that. We haven't got that far in depth.
Okay.
But just more fuel flow at RPM.
Right.
And what nozzle size.
Everybody runs 80 pounds, pretty much 75, 80 pounds of fuel pressure.
Right.
I know. But I myself was wondering if you had anything different.
No,
seen
not
anything
really.
different. Yeah.
Someone has to come up with some inventions.
Right.
Start some new stuff.
Yeah. Talk to Dennis.
Yeah,
Start
right.
inventing. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Scott. Thanks for your
betcha.
time. And thanks for all the years you've been doing this.
You bet.
Thank you.
To be continued. Look at that. With Rich Fry in the house.
Yeah, finally made her. So with the it's storming pretty bad out right now. So the power went out a couple times. The internet wasn't working. So, but here we are.
There's a
So,
lot of lightning and thunder flying around here.
yeah, it is. So I was worried. I kept looking at the Quonset shop across the road because I was thinking I was going to get flooded again.
Hey, Ridge, did the time clock go out? You're still getting paid, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is perfect overtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Overtime. Yep. Double time, right?
Yeah. 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 Chris, I can punch you in too if you want. I'm right by the time clock.
Shink. I'll
Yep.
take a little time while you got it.
Yep.
Advertising.
Absolutely. Exactly. It's investment.
It's in the budget.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
You won't have to punch. You won't have to punch.
So he's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't have to punch me in, Ridge, because I made my avatar picture for your dad. That picture, for everyone that wants to know, that's me drinking my coffee up in the core loft leisurely the other morning.
You're special.
Hear that, Rich?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks good, Chris.
But I
So-
have beer cans on Christopher's desk.
Yeah. I'm gonna have one for him too after this. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did I miss so far? Miss anything exciting? I saw a little bit of the video. So
Yeah. No, I think the one thing I got out of the videos again, watching them, John, I don't know if you got it too, but everybody's happy doing what they're doing. Seems like loves what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
When what do you want? Do you want to change what you know? I like what I'm doing. I don't want to, I might want to learn like Riley. He said, I like what I'm doing. I might want to do something, learn a little something sometime, but I do like what I'm doing, and I just, I got that from everybody that's working for you. That's a big deal, I think, right?
Yep. It is. It's, it's a good thing to also be diversified too, where, because you can get, you're doing the same thing over and over. It's nice to be able to switch up and, if Travis is working on a P pump, go to a pump, whatever, it's
Right.
It's just nice to kind of switch things up a little bit. So you don't drive yourself crazy over time. you know, and that's kind of the
Right.
same thing with me too. You know, it's between doing machine work and then recently I've been doing a lot of injectors and then also in the office doing, doing a R&D stuff like that. And it's kind of nice to, change paces. So.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
I'd say that's a big part of our, like we have a little over 150 years of experience at the shop there, and a big part of that having over 150 years of experience in our employees, and then having everybody has their special talents, and everybody is they're happy with what they're doing and they like to learn, and that what makes a nice group of employees at any business when you have all that years of experience, but still happy with what your talents are and okay to learn new stuff, but enjoy what you're doing also.
Yep.
Look forward to the next challenge, right?
Exactly. Yep. And that's the one thing I like about this business too, is that it's always changing, right? There's, every year it's something different. You're trying to make more horsepower, try different ideas, and so that's the main thing I really enjoy about it is just, you score on something and then it's like, okay, let's start working on the next thing, just to try and, stay 1 or 2 steps ahead,
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, let's just put punch in Christopher, marketing promotions, just tack it on Greg's next bill.
oh yeah. Well, I just leave that in open invoice in QuickBooks. Yeah, I just keep adding to it. So
Yeah, Greg.
Well,
Greg likes to come in for one fitting, and takes me 15 minutes to find one special fitting for Greg. So that's possible. That's $150 fitting at some point.
well, it's a challenge. I'm always challenge you.
Yep.
Can you find this?
Yep.
yeah,
Where's
always
Waldo?
a challenge.
Usually I have to go to Drew to get it done, though.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
He challenges everybody. I think we all know that now.
Right.
That's a Greg thing. He's going to challenge you one way or another.
It's always something. Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
Dennis follows the boys around with a broom when they come in.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've got to, come in, drink the beer, and leave a mess on the floor.
Yeah, but that is a good point, though. Of customers that do come in, and this video goes around our shop, but we also have customers from time to time that get to stop and pick stuff up, drop stuff off, and it's always great to walk them through the shop, and they get to see what our employees are doing firsthand also.
Right. Well, like them guys from the Netherlands last Monday, and then Germany, they were at your place in the morning, and I stopped at the farm in the afternoon. I kind of took them around Sauk a little bit and showed them what we did, and it was neat. It's neat to do that.
Yeah, it definitely is, Greg. Yeah, if you've seen our Facebook post on Fair Valley's Facebook page, they had the group that were here for a couple pulls. They'll be going to Toma to watch, and got to tour around, and we had some fun with them in the shop. They brought us some snacks from Germany too, Greg. I think they left it all for us.
No, I got.
Hopefully they brought you something.
And the shoes.
Yeah.
I got the wooden shoes and the snacks too. But you got 2 bags of snacks. I only got 1.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right. I do need
Brian Cruz.
a job. I want a position.
Good job.
I want to get paid. I want Ridge's job.
Yeah. All right.
Tomorrow morning, new toilet paper,
Yeah.
clean the bathroom, paper towel, and mop it.
Yep.
Yep.
You can start there, Greg.
Absolutely. Yep.
Greg could just come in, and every time we don't like the song on the radio, we'll just have Greg change the station all day long.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's kind of the music up front compared to out back where all the texts are. It's quite different. So.
Yeah, that's one unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rich. One unique thing you don't get to see on the video. We actually have 2 sound systems in the shop. We have one for our front office, and then we have a separate sound system for the technician area. So they get some hard rock and some metal playing some days back there when they're rocking and rolling, building pumps and got the tunes on, then we might have Willie's Roadhouse going up in the front and just
Yep.
relaxing and taking phone calls. And they're back there just hustling and bustling with Metallica on.
Yeah. It's,
You guys, I've picked up something here through this whole deal here. You know, Christopher leisurely drinking coffee, relaxing, listening to Willie's Roadhouse. Meanwhile, everybody in the back is listening to death metal and rocking like it's going on.
Yeah.
And then there's Ridge running around.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Chris even put a speaker in the bathroom for him too. So yeah.
Never leave the bathroom then.
Brad Crookton says I'm going to put a beer can on Clark's desk.
Oh yeah, he's across the road right now in the white shop working on some of our Alice tractors. So after this I'm gonna go down and see what he's up to. So
That's a never-ending job.
yeah, well it keeps you busy, Greg. We got a lot of projects down there. So yeah.
It's like fun.
Yeah, they're good projects. Trying to get that D21 restored. We're getting closer on that. So
Yeah.
then it's on to the next one. So
Yeah.
But
Was
keeps
it
us
your
busy.
was it your cousin Mitchell's ride or something this weekend, or is it next week?
That's coming up on Sunday. So
Sunday, Mitchell's ride, yeah.
yep, that's coming up on Sunday. So leaving here and then heading to just down to Leland. So that's a long enough route for tractors. So
Yep.
But,
Yeah. So that's kind of another unique thing about Fair Valley Performance is that since it's at Dennis and Jenny's property, the business operates out of there. So there's also, you know, other functions that happen. They have their tractor restoration shop and their snowmobiles and UTVs and all that, and then host events. Deer hunting camp gets hosted there, and like this memorial tractor ride gets hosted out of there. So it's kind of a unique experience for some of the employees also that get to experience some of the special events that Dennis and Jenny host also right at the business.
Yeah, Dennis is a busy guy. He's at the UTV meeting tonight. Is he the president or something? TV club too, or?
Yeah, he's on the board of directors, on the board for the local UTV club that has their trail that goes right past our shop and there also. So he's pretty involved. Jenny is involved on the Honey Creek UTV club as well, and she does a lot to help that club out. So it's most every night of the week. You know, most of our employees are there from at the shop. Some of us get there at 5. We're there from a lot of times 5 to 5. There's somebody at the shop, and then, you know, Dennis is there from 5, 6 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. And if he's not there, he's in town at a meeting. Type
Right.
of thing.
And he's pretty active in the FFA alumni too. Yep, with the tractor.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yep. Well, it looks like we got Bill on here, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go, Bill. And
So yeah, I'll sign off. Greg, turn it over to you guys with Bill to talk about the rest of the weekend and what happened and the upcoming events. But hope you guys all enjoyed the part 2 of the shop tour, and we'll be back with part 3. And I'll be on again next Monday night to talk a little bit more about part 3 and see what we can learn then.
well, right. Ridge is already down, probably cracked the beer down below the road already.
Yep.
No, it is storming here pretty good. I'm guessing that's why his internet's not working. Mine's been blinking in and out too. So,
we've gotten bad rain. Up in Toma, they've actually closed the pits. About 2 hours ago, they had to close the pits down for. They had a lot of water and a lot of water standing around that area. So, if you're heading to Toma, you're not going to get in the pits tonight. You'll be going in tomorrow.
it looks like it's going to rain all week too. So, let's get that.
Yep.
how's it going, Bill?
Good. How are you, Ridge?
Good. Having internet troubles.
Yeah. You're up on the hill there, Ridge.
I know we're in the valley, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody, and I'm heading off to do some more work. Ridge, I'm gonna go work, and Ridge is going to play.
What are you gonna work on?
Got
New
pumps to
coffee.
sell, Ridge.
Oh, geez.
He's working real.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'll punch you out, I guess.
yeah.
So,
Punch me out. I got pumps to sell.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
See you, everybody.
See ya, Chris.
Yeah. So.
Bill.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing?
Good, good.
Good, good. Hey, you got something big coming up for a few of the events here, and I'm going to do part of it. Why don't you tell us what you've got going on, what you're going to call it, and all that, and get some guys excited about being part of it.
Okay, so this year for Lafayette County, we got something new going on. First time ever. We're having the Pro Stock Triple Crown. So we are going to have a winner on Saturday night of who finishes the best in the Pro Stock class from Jefferson County, Baraboo, Sauk County, and in Darlington for the Lafayette County Fair. So the top finisher in the Pro Stock class out of those three polls is going to go home $5,000 richer on Saturday night.
Wow.
And what you calling it, the Triple Crown, right?
We are calling it the Triple Crown. Yes, it's going to be the combination of those three polls, the best finisher, because we know it takes a lot of hands in 3 days to keep them things running. And we know our track sometimes can be a little hard on pro stocks, and we want to make sure that those guys are interested in coming. So we're putting out a little extra money this year to keep everybody interested and coming to our show.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
So from the
And
Sauk
for some sponsors, we would definitely like to pay a little bit of this to second and third place as well. We do have enough right now to cover the $5,000 first spot, but if anybody's interested in some really good advertising at 3 very well attended polls, just let us know.
Yeah.
Right. And it's Lafayette County pullers that raised this money for that extra purse, right?
It is. It's our group of volunteers that go out and get the sponsors and raise all the extra funds to do these extra things at our poll. It's not our fair is supported by our county, and it's not actually the county that does this. It's a group of volunteers that does all the legwork.
Right. And you're not only doing this, but your group has raised money actually to go towards the poll itself to help the county, right?
Oh yeah, we do over and above, the Badger State purse. On top of the Triple Crown, we will be having a hot farm shootout Saturday night. We'll be taking the top 3 from Saturday night to the finals in the end. It'll pay, I think it's $1,500 to win, $1,250 and $1,000 if I remember. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. $3,250 for those guys to split 3 ways. That's sponsored by Saunders Oil. They've been a great sponsor to us for a long time, and we just love having them guys on board. And right now we got some additional purse for the limited pro class from Mosher and Associates Insurance Group out of Argyle. They come on board with us and wanted to do something a little over and above their normal sponsorship. And so every year we either have a pro or limited pro stock shootout or a hot farm shootout. So they said that whichever class is not in the shootout, they want to put an extended purse in the other class. So it's really nice to see them guys step up too. It's been great.
Yep. Hey, as far as community support for their local tractor pull, Lafayette County, Darlington, you guys go above and beyond almost anybody I've ever dealt with every year.
It's unbelievable how well everybody is interested in supporting us. It's great. But my big pitch is when I go out to try to sell our tractor pull to somebody is you'll never get this big a group of farmers together in one night. And we are an ag-based county, and that's it. And you got them all there. This is the night to advertise to your customers.
Yep, and it's the biggest night of the fair, I think, right?
It is. It is the biggest night of the fair. Yep.
Selling beer at 5 a.m. Yeah.
Well, no, they do quit selling beer at 2:30. The music has to shut off at 2, and the beer is done at 2:30.
I feel like I bought beer later than that.
That's when you go back to the trailers.
Later than that, I don't even buy it later.
Reggie goes rolling around like a mole.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
There, every year, there's usually a group that is there yet when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't participate in that group anymore.
But I'm going to say the best burgers at all the events we go to are sold at that little shack behind the announcer. I brag about them all the time. I must eat 4 of them while I'm there.
And then you get a good meal before the polls from the tractor pull group as well.
You do, and it's always a contention for that iron skillet thing, right?
Hey, we're going after it again this year. I'm just going to warn Feller right now that he's going to have to step his game up again because we're coming after it.
Right. I'm going to get it done this year.
We're going over and above what we've done in the past, so he's going to have to be ready.
Yeah.
Don't leak any secrets, Bill. Keep it quiet. Don't leak your.
I'm not telling. He's going to have to find out that night himself.
We also got the guys in Baraboo for the benefit poll that really put a good meal on too.
Yeah.
Pork roasters, whatever they call pickled pork roasters, they call themselves or something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's tough. I mean, the pullers vote on it, so it's pretty neat. And the winner gets a engraved cast iron skillet. You know, this is the prize we came up with for this and the chef's award or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep.
And
We've been after it, but we just can't quite get it done. But we're on it again. We ain't giving up.
I mean, the top 3 guys, that was the top 3 that did it last year. Sauk County for the benefit poll, and Darlington and Dodge or Beaver Dam, the Dodge County. Yep. That's fun. And I enjoy that part of it, sitting around before the poll and eating with everybody and talking, right?
Yep. We really appreciate, the show that everybody puts on, and it's just part of our appreciation. We want to feed everybody before the poll, and it's just what we do. We really appreciate everybody coming.
Right. And everybody has fun here because everybody hangs. It's the last night of Hell Week.
Oh,
right?
I know. It's a hard week. It's a really hard week.
And everybody's butt's dragging when they come there, because we've been in Baraboo on Wednesday night, and there used to be another one on Thursday night, but then you go to Jefferson Wednesday night, Baraboo Friday night, and Darlington Saturday night, and they're all pulls you want to stay at after because they have bands and whatever going on, right?
Right.
So
I haven't been in that Hell Week real hard the last few years because we're always so busy with the fair here that it's hard for me to go away during that week.
Right. Well, you guys have a farm pull on Thursday, right?
We do. Yeah. Real good turnout for that as well. It's probably the best paying farm pull you'd ever go to in Wisconsin.
Yep. And it's a lot of fun too there. I hear that. We never make it there Thursday because I know I need my sleep for Friday and Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, we even got old Phil Typin come with his farm stocker years ago from Seymour, Indiana, just to come up to see what it was all about. And he really enjoyed it.
700 cubic inch, wasn't 700 cubic inch.
I don't know what it was, but it was big and deep.
He was a great guy.
He was a great guy. We had a lot of fun with him that week. He stayed up all week.
Yeah. You didn't like visiting with Phil Typin, man. You better take a look at yourself because
That's exactly right. There wasn't many better than him. He was just a great guy.
Yeah, always smiling. Great friendships.
So for the first 5 years, I didn't know his name. When I met him, and I just put him in my phone as Beer. Every time I went, hey, Wisconsin, you want a beer? Because he didn't know my name either. So I'll have a beer. And he said, here's my number. If you're ever around, we'll drink a beer. And he never told me his name, and I didn't ask. I'm too dumb. So I just put his number in my phone as Beer. So I get someplace, I just call Beer. Where you at?
I I witnessed him of referring to a Wisconsin guy as Cheese. He'd just call him Cheese. I don't remember who it was, but he'd call him Cheese every time. I don't even know if Phil really knew his name.
Probably not.
Yep.
Good
And
memories.
So no, we're looking into having a good time that night. We'll have the band, our DJ afterward, and everything. It's going to be a fun night.
Yep.
So I hope the Pro Stock guys get excited about this. I mean, like I said, it's something new. We're going to try. Everybody's looking to. We want to pay more money. I mean, and every puller wants to get paid more, and this is something we're just going to try. And maybe next year we'll move it to a different class, or that's got to run that week, because everybody knows it doesn't matter whether it's a Pro Stock, Limited Pro, Hot Farm, whatever it is. When you're gone 3 nights out of 4, it's just a hard week.
Yep. So okay, Bill, what I'm going to do in addition to that $5,000, I'm selling fuel, so I'm going to add, Hot Shots fuel. I'm selling it. If you've bought a 55-gallon drum for me, the top competitor in Pro Stock, the top guy in Pro Stock that places them 3 nights, that buys fuel from me, I'm going to give him a barrel of fuel.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
$1,100 value.
That's
so
great.
The Stock County side of promoting.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Baraboo is gonna, we're gonna advertise this, and Baraboo will be part of that.
Yep. Yeah. We want to see it advertised pretty hard at these other fairs, and I guess we're gonna rely on Badger State to do that for us. Yeah, John, that'd be the guy. You'd be the guy.
Yep.
See that,
We
Ridge?
just need to work on Ridge down in the corner. He can probably dig.
Yeah,
something.
I'll talk to Dennis. Yeah, we'll do something. So absolutely.
I already hit Dennis up for a sponsorship for our poll. He's been great. He sponsors us every year. Has for probably ever since you guys have been in business there. I know he has. He has every single year, and he never bats an eye. He always says, "Of course." I would never doubt it.
Yeah, we just got to get down there. We haven't been down there in a few years to the poll, so it'd be nice to get down there and watch it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, is your 4-1 ready to go, Bill?
We're getting closer.
Getting closer. Yeah,
we are getting closer.
Yeah,
you know how it is when you're building a new motor. It's 2 steps forward and 3 back. So
right,
but we're getting closer. I guess I'd really like to maybe say we're going to be at Edgerton.
There you go. All right, good deal.
We're hoping.
That's a good pull too. That's our next Badger State pull.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys put the money up, get the pullers to go. Greg gives the fuel away. Then they go to Ridge, you get pump work done.
There you go.
Yep.
And
full circle. Yeah, full circle.
Connected all the dots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. We'll promote that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll need to get in touch, John. We'll key in on this and try to hit it hard at these 2 fairs before ours. We want to do some internet stuff here too, as far as promoting it. I'd like to see the fans follow it. It's like I said, it's something different. You don't see it very often that somebody does a best finisher out of 3 polls like that. So
I think it's a great vote that week. I do. Well, I think it's a great idea you guys came up with.
Yeah, I hope it works out.
It will. It ain't. Trust me, it won't hurt. And
somebody will take our money.
What's that?
Somebody will be more than happy to take our money.
Right. I have to turn the wick up there, right?
There you go. It's only a couple more degrees. Just turn it up.
The problem is you can turn the wick up at the first one and you ain't going to make the next 2.
Right.
That's why you got to wrench more then. If you mess it up Wednesday night, you got to make sure you get it ready to go for Friday and Saturday night.
Right. We'll just wait till Saturday night. If it's close, I'm sure guys will be waking them up.
Hey, Bill, if you come to Edgerton, would you come up and announcer stand with me and we'll talk about it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd be more than happy to do that. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe I'll bring that guy with the good hair, Lee Roof, along with me.
There you go.
Hair gel.
Yeah.
Hey, that picture was just on Facebook a little while ago. That hair gel. Did you see that? That's from a long time ago.
That's been quite a few years, but it's still lingering, and it's awesome.
I don't know. Does anybody still call him the Darlington beef stick?
Shoot.
Good times. Good times.
For sure. Real good times.
You can only pick on the people you like that way, right?
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Greg. Yeah.
Poor Ridge.
That Ridge.
Yeah, jeez.
Tough guy.
Unreal. Yeah.
Lucky turned out Ridge as good as he did. Greg picking on him since he's a little kid.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I laugh when I send the bill in the mail, though, so it's all fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good way to get even, isn't it? Right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So Rick, I'm not gonna tell a story about you skidding down the lake on the rope swing one night.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, that water was a lot shallower than I thought it was. So yeah.
That wasn't the funny part. It's what your mom said and you said back to her.
Yeah, exactly right. If you tell me not to say it, I'm going to say it. Yeah.
I'm up out of the boat laughing.
Yeah. Oh, good times. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, looks like we're going to be striking up some good times here between Edgerton and Jefferson and Baraboo and down in Darlington. So it's going to be some good pulling action going on, and adding a little bit to it is really going to amp things up a little bit, I think.
I think it will too.
I hope it will. I mean, like I said, it's a little more enthusiasm. I hope we can crank the fans up a little harder.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome news. Awesome.
Get them. You know, I think everybody thinks as hard as they can, but everybody push a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You start talking a few extra bucks, everybody will think a little bit more outside the box, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Money, a little extra cash never hurts.
No, it does not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not at all.
All
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for coming on and visiting with us tonight. Thanks for letting us know about that, Bill. Yeah, we're going to have to promote that more. When we get to Edgerton, come see me, and we'll definitely lay the groundwork for that out and get it out in front of the crowd there, too. And Jefferson, we'll talk about it there again and keep it rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Also, fans that are watching, every time I'm announcing, I got tickets with me. So this last weekend in Chopir, I sold some tickets. So I'll have our raffle benefit tickets with me everywhere I go and announce. So if people are there and you want to get a ticket, come see me. I got them. I sold some down to Chopir, and I plan on selling all the places where I'm going to be. I'll have them. So Mr. Jack Spot set me up pretty good. So we're going to see if I can sell the most tickets this summer.
I've got tickets too, so you come see me too.
Yeah.
Yep. All the pullers have them. So if you see one of the pullers, if you're in the pits, they might have some for sale yet. Some of them sell them right away to people they know. I've already got some people looking for tickets, so I'll be making some rounds around here again. And last year, I don't know, I think I sold 5 or 6 books, and I could have probably sold another 5, but we're going to try and do that this year.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, well, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Rich, for coming on.
Yep.
You
Awesome.
bet. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, absolutely. So I think next week Drew and Chris will be on. So for the next clip or so. So
Well, it's always fun. It's always fun to have you guys on. You know, you guys are both great supporters of pulling and everything you do. So thanks, Bill, and thanks, Ridge.
yep, absolutely. So
Thank you.
awesome. Well, you guys have a good night. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yep. Thanks, Ridge.
You bet.
All right. Have
See
a
you,
good
Ben.
night,
Hey,
guys.
John. You bet.
Thank Thanks.
We'd like to thank Slama Enterprises, Casper Egg, Front Street Toys, Trip Downing, and Wetton Camp Transport for sponsoring Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. And thanks to Ryan Zolik. He's the one that does behind the scenes stuff here, helps Greg and I out, and also does the editing of the videos and stuff. So we can't thank him enough. So thank you, Ryan, and thank you everybody for watching. Hello to the Cartwrights.
Hillsboro equipment too, or enterprise, right?
Yeah, I said Slum Enterprises.
Oh, you did? All right. I missed it. I'm sorry. Yep.
They got a new store open in Boston, so check it out. They just opened it up on Monday. It looks very beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Yep. See you, John. See you, Ryan.
Hold on, Greg.